How's it going, fellas? My name is OrosZ and this is another episode of Patapon, and in today's episode we continue with the missions. I think for today's episode we're going to this... Ooh, we're gonna fight a boss. Wait, seriously, this is all I progressed? I thought I was way further in the game. I'm at the beginning? This is the 4th episode and I'm at the beginning. I did like 2 missions. Well, I know the first episode was like tutorial missions and there were these missions introducing the kinds of Patapons, which is weird because there's 3 more kinds of Patapons. A big Patapon with a mace, a Patapon on a horse, which I like a lot, but I haven't used in this Let's Play. I only use these basic ones, sorry about that. And a Patapon with like a trumpet or whatever, and he's actually cool alternative. I don't like these big Patapons with maces though. They're kind of slow, and I think they actually, when you equip Patapons with really good items, you actually make them even tougher than those fat big Patapons that are supposed to be tougher than those normal ones. Hey, we got another drum! No way, that's not a drum, that's a tambourine or something. That's what it's called? I don't know. I don't know, man. Almighty, can you hear me? You will now learn the first song, the Rhythm of Defense. It will bring the best of Patapon. See, this is the thing. Patapons have a... You would think they're focused on attacking, but they also have a secret ability to be really good about defending. Except later in the game I almost never use defend because I actually learn dodge, and I prefer not to take damage than take less damage. Also, you see, if you get fever and you do the defense song, the shield grow larger, which I kind of find cute. This whole game is kind of cute. Wait, so you're telling me that we're beating the... No, wait. For real, this is the first boss? This is Dodonga, a dinosaur. He breathes fire and stuff. The cool thing about boss fights is that you can... That's what reminds me of Monster Hunter in this game. See, you see a monster doing a wind-up animation, and then you have like a window of quick realization to what the next song you should put, so the Patapons will do the correct thing. Like, for example, now I guarded, and Patapons took less damage because I guarded. I don't know, did all of them took less? I think all of them took less, not just the Patapons. But since I don't have the dodge move yet, I can't really dodge the fire attack, which sucks. But we're defending, and we're taking less damage from the Dodonga. And the Dodonga does fire, and that punch with his giant chin. He has one more move, but that will be later. Is that the first phase of the Dodonga? Because in the game you get to unlock, like, whenever there are these normal bosses you just kind of beat. You have to beat. And there are these like bonus bosses which are tougher versions of normal bosses you already fought. But you have to find special items to unlock the places to fight them in. For example, I'm not sure is the blank map we found last episode an item that unlocks a better version of the Dodonga. So the Dodonga's a funny name. Yeah, and the Dodonga, I don't fucking know. He has one tricky attack which you might want to avoid. Oh jeez, you should bring all that OJ last episode. Also, look at his legs. You can see that the sprites are in separate lanes. Oh, whatever. That ain't it. That ain't the attack. He just does the punch with the chin and launches a Patapon upwards. It's a fire one. Oh, also the thing. I'm gonna explain you when he actually does that. So I would want him to do that, but he would have to get weaker. Later in the game, there's like this, what is it? I think the second boss kind is my least like, because they are like these giant worms and they are really annoying. Because their attacks are, the wind-up animations for their attacks are really similar, and I'm not sure, am I supposed to run away now or dodge or what? Run away and dodge is the same thing. Am I supposed to dodge or defend? What am I supposed to do? I don't know. So too late. He did the attack. I'm fucking dead. Shit. So we only have one rabbit. than our team. I don't know why I remember being way more, like, way better at the beginning. I know it's fucking 4th episode and I'm like really weak. But I guess this is the beginning of the game. There's the part of the game which I believe... Oh, now he does this. He does his like special attack. He does that whenever he's like lower on health. And if I was close to him, he would eat my Patapon and die and kill him with one hit. So it's kind of annoying. And tougher versions of bosses eat the Patapon, because when Patapon dies, he drops a hat. If you pick it up, you bring it to the Tree of Life, and he brings it back. But when you fight tougher versions of bosses, and he eats a Patapon, and he doesn't bring the hat back, and every boss has like this attack when they get lower on health. This is another similarity between this game and Monster Hunter I was thinking of. Because in Monster Hunter, you also, when you do enough damage to monster, he actually gets weaker and he like struggles to move. His attacks may not work or something. Like he wants to breathe fire, but he fails, and then he's like, oh no, and then you get to land a punch on him or something. And in this game, it's similar. Maybe not with the attacks, but for example, later on, when you get like elemental weapons, actually there's only fire element, but still, when you get fire weapons, you may do something like what am I trying to say? You may do something like getting the doing enough damage to the boss so that he actually, when he's winding up the animation for an attack, you may do damage to him, and he will just simply not wind up the attack, and you will just simply cancel his attack. That's what I meant. Also, I came back to the first level in the game because, as you may remember, in the first, second, whatever episode, I wanted to do something with this totem, but it didn't work because I didn't have the chaka drum. But now I do. And there we go, it works. It's funny how you have to fail your own in-game rhythm and follow this totem's rhythm instead. And there we go! He gave us a thing, it's a broken compass. You're thinking, what the fuck do you need a broken compass for? Well, I'll tell you, my dearest friend, because I need it for a goddamn quest that I was talking about like the whole episode, because this is needed for the... I believe this is needed for the tougher version of the Dodonga, which is called Dodonga. And it's red instead of blue. And I think has more spikes on his body. Yeah, some of the bosses later on. There's a... Next is like the worm. Then there's a golem. There's a crab. And a plant. Plant and crabs, I believe, are really easy. Even though in one episode the crab kinda kicked my ass in the flower as well. But I honestly kinda wasn't trying my best. But I believe crabs and plants are easy. I think golems and the worms are the worst in my opinion, even though I did better against them than the plants. But plants is weak to fire, and during the end of the game, because those are like the last bosses before the final boss, flowers are weak to fire, and near the end of the game most of my army has fire weapons. So the plant is constantly on fire, constantly taking damage, and that often cancels its attacks. And also one of the attacks is putting Patapons to sleep, which lasts for like maybe 3 turns. And it ain't the biggest, the worst thing they could pull off, you know, like, because during that time he might do an attack or something. And then he does a thing where, like, his attack that kills Patapon instantly, he grabs it with like an arm, and he holds it up a little bit before he swallows it and kills it. So you have actual time to defend, to rescue the Patapon he captured. Because, for example, Dodonga, when he winds up like that near the floor, and then he swallows the Patapon, if you fail to get out of his way, and he swallows the Patapon, then the Patapon's gone. It's dead. You either get it or not, depends on difficulty level. But the plant, it just sucks in every way. So every time you defeat a boss, he actually levels up, so that each time it actually becomes it becomes harder. But alright, this is the end of the episode. That was actually pretty long, so see you guys later in the next episode. Bye.